which is very revelatory, as you know, about Meghan and Harry, I got absolutely no help from the palace whatsoever, on the contrary.
The Duchess of Sussex was once extremely rude while criticizing a plan drawn up by the young female employee in front of other colleagues.
Is that Meghan has got no real income anymore. Victoria was happy to see her clothes on Meghan. Very good-looking woman, the Duchess. Whatever Meghan was wearing would be an instant sellout.
Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Yep.
Meghan Markle chose not to put in an official statement because she knows she would get into a lot of legal trouble and she needed plausible deniability. The evidence has been staring at us in the face and they've been trying to hide it from us.
They quite literally have no talent.
There's a situation now with Meghan Markle where she signed a jam card saying HRH, Her Royal Highness, to her friend. And the debate is that, yes, her titles were pulled publicly, she and Harry, but no one mentioned anything privately. It's almost like a legal document loophole. Like, no one said that.
Meghan Markle reportedly had her first husband sign what's been called a pregnancy contract, guaranteeing her the most luxurious treatment imaginable. And that's just the beginning. Biographer Tom Bower has unveiled a long trail of tension and fallout that stretches all the way from Hollywood to Buckingham Palace. Today, we're diving into Meghan's most talked about feuds, and wait until you hear who tops this list. Their obsession will absolutely stun you. First up, comedian Erin Foster spotted something in Meghan long before the rest of the world did. Back in 2017, Erin posted a throwback photo from Meghan's Deal or No Deal briefcase girl days, with a sharp message that had people talking. She followed it with another image of Meghan holding a briefcase, captioned with a jab about fame and ambition. The meaning couldn't have been clearer.
It was very critical because at that moment last year, she was about to promote her Netflix series and didn't want to firstly be seen with Harry.
Remember how I said they'll be divorced soon? I don't really know what's going on with them. I like them. And last night made me like her even more.
There's only one Meghan I can actually still be civil to, and it's the one sitting to my left. The other one.
You know, she's getting back into acting, Piers. I'm sure you saw that. She's shooting a movie now.
Thank goodness Meghan isn't coming. And I think that reflected both her own attitude towards Meghan and Harry.
We found out that there were a lot of porcupines probably told to the royals and even to Harry when they met her, and in order to cover up
that she was hunting for a man in England from 2013 onwards when her...
I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. And I wasn't right from the beginning.
What did you make of what she and Harry said?
I think
to
poor
you?
Harry is being led around by his nose. And I think he's an embarrassment.
Foster was hinting that Meghan's path to fame might have been more strategic than spontaneous. At the time, many thought Erin was being unfair, but years later, Tom Bower's findings seemed to echo those same claims of carefully built connections and calculated moves in Meghan's climb to the top. Foster basically suggested Meghan had planned her entire rise, from the Hollywood lights to royal titles. And looking back now, plenty of people believe Erin might have been onto something. But hold up, things only get wilder from here. Wait until number 7, because someone actually lost their job after trying to defend Meghan's critics. British TV personality Katie Hopkins made it her mission to call Meghan out, even labeling her as obsessed with social media and trying to mirror Kate Middleton's polished royal image, but without the same natural charm. Katie Hopkins' boldest criticism of Meghan Markle centered on one major contradiction. How can someone demand privacy while giving Oprah interviews, signing Netflix deals?
Erin Foster is no stranger when it comes to sharing her opinions about Meghan Markle. In November 2017, Erin posted an old photo of Meghan back in her days on the television show Deal or No Deal. Erin posted the photo with a caption that said "Never forget," but the post did not end there. Erin posted another picture of the Duchess wearing a little dress holding a briefcase, and she captioned the photo, "This briefcase is filled with my plans to be famous." It's no secret that Erin loves to hate on women, so she continued to spend her day arguing with people in the comments who were calling her mean and tone deaf about the post. Many were quick to point out the post seemed personal and that the two must have known each other personally.
And launching worldwide podcasts, Hopkins didn't sugarcoat it either. She pointed out that if Meghan worked in public relations before becoming an actress, she fully understood what marrying into the most famous family on earth would bring. Tom Bower's own research backed up part of that idea, confirming that Meghan had years of PR experience, which made her extremely skilled at handling and controlling her public image. Hopkins voiced what millions of people had been quietly wondering. Can you really complain about media intrusion while partnering with the same media for multi-million-dollar projects? According to Hopkins, absolutely not. Next up, a reality TV mogul who spotted Meghan's media strategy before it exploded on screen. Real Housewives star Bethany Frankel, known for her blunt honesty, built an empire speaking her mind. And when Meghan's Oprah interview was announced, Bethany didn't hold back. Before the special even aired in 2021, she tweeted a now-famous jab, "Cry me a river." Frankel pointed out how unbelievable it seemed. A woman who had gone from a modest cable TV career to royal palaces, diamond tiaras, and a wedding worth millions in less than 2 years, now claiming victimhood. Bethany argued that Meghan's behavior looked less about escaping fame and more about keeping it alive. After all, as she put it, if you truly want
pictures, shall we? Meghan Markle before, when she used to be in suits, and she was all tight black suits, hot black underwear, small skirts. Now, Meghan Markle, whoo! I'm not sure, did someone maybe put an air pump up her and just pump away? Because it's all gone a little bit inflatable, hasn't it? And I know we're supposed to say, oh, she's had children. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that marvellous? Oh, doesn't she look great? But no, actually, I don't think she does. I think a few sit-ups wouldn't go amiss. I think after you've had children, you do have to make an extra effort to try and stay in shape. I think if you want to have any kind of midriff again.
privacy, you don't sit down for a 2-hour primetime special watched by nearly 50 million people. Tom Bower's documentation seemed to echo that same point. Meghan's public image and messaging changed constantly depending on who was watching. One week, it was about privacy and protection. The next, it was brand building and exposure. Frankel called it what many saw as a pattern, controlling the spotlight while claiming to run from it. And then, number 9, one of Meghan's fiercest critics entered the scene. Conservative commentator Candace Owens took a completely different angle, arguing that Meghan's story didn't add up. Owens saw a woman who had achieved privilege, wealth, and fame, then suddenly portrayed herself as oppressed. When Meghan spoke about difficult experiences inside the royal family, Owens questioned the motive behind it. She accused Meghan of using emotional language to frame herself as misunderstood, rather than simply addressing issues directly. Owens' sharpest point? Claiming to crave privacy while constantly appearing in interviews, documentaries, and public statements. She said Meghan was cleverly playing to American audiences, using powerful buzzwords like mental health and racism to earn sympathy and validation, all while living in a $14 million Montecito estate. According to Owens, that made Meghan not a victim, but a strategist in designer heels. Whether people agreed or not, Candace Owens sparked massive debates about
Markle can't win for losing. So you guys were irritated that that trailer for her show was there is a lack of identity and understanding as to exactly who she is to the audience. Like first we're in Montecito and it's all perfect, which would have been fine, commit to the bit because they do live in, I think, like a $23 million house in Montecito, and it is pretty pristine, so commit to that bit. But I feel like because of a reaction from you guys, now it's more natural and just delivering really unfiltered, fresh out of bed content.
Privilege, power, and victimhood. And those conversations spread like wildfire. Millions weighed in, and suddenly, Meghan Markle became the symbol of a much bigger discussion about fame and accountability. Now, get ready, because number 4 will absolutely blow your mind. Corey Vitiello was Meghan's serious boyfriend before Prince Harry came into the picture, and the way things ended says everything. Corey wasn't just any ex, he was a successful Canadian celebrity chef, highly respected in his field. The two dated for nearly 2 years while Meghan was filming Suits in Toronto, even living together during that time. Meghan frequently mentioned him on her lifestyle blog, The Tig, affectionately calling him her favorite chef. Everything seemed picture perfect until the summer of 2016. According to Tom Bower's detailed biography, Meghan was still living with Corey when she met Prince Harry for the very first time in London. That's right. She was in a committed relationship, sharing a home, when she began seeing the prince. When she returned to Toronto afterward, everything changed instantly. Friends claimed Corey was completely blindsided by how fast it ended. But here's the remarkable part. Corey has never publicly spoken about Meghan. He's never sold his story, never given interviews, and never tried to capitalize on his royal connection. That silence earned him a ton of respect. Still, as Bower pointed out, it fits a recurring theme. Meghan's tendency to move on quickly once bigger opportunities appear on the horizon.
And also, they're supposed to appear understated, Montecito, muted tones, and this is a different look. Anyone's allowed to take any picture down that they want, and I mean, I can't imagine going to that event and not thinking that somehow your picture would end up somewhere, but they couldn't resist the temptation of going, but also wanted to resist the temptation of showing, and they didn't do anything wrong. It's just been hard to be them because they have been riding between two worlds for a long time.
Was it truly love at first sight with Harry, or a carefully calculated move? That's a question people still debate to this day. And then there's Wendy Williams, a woman who's never been afraid to speak her mind. Wendy didn't hold back when she discussed Meghan, even revealing that Meghan once tried to get booked on the Wendy Williams show before she was famous. Wendy called her a wild card, someone actively chasing attention and fame. But her most unforgettable takedown came when Meghan complained about not understanding how harsh royal tabloids could be. Wendy's response was savage but simple. "Girl, nobody feels sorry for you. You knew exactly what you were signing up for." Wendy praised Meghan's ambition and strategic timing, but reminded viewers that ordinary Americans face real struggles, and sympathy only goes so far when luxury, fame, and global attention are part of the deal. Back in November 2016, when the world first learned Harry and Meghan were dating, Wendy even predicted that their relationship would face major drama. While they're still together, it's fair to say Wendy wasn't wrong about the chaos that would follow. Now on to number 6, the controversy that cost someone their entire career. Sharon Osbourne learned firsthand that defending Meghan's critics could come with serious consequences. When British host Piers Morgan stormed off Good Morning Britain after criticizing Meghan's interview, Sharon publicly defended his right to speak his mind. She questioned why someone couldn't share their opinion without being instantly labeled something negative. But the backlash was brutal. Sharon was accused of insensitivity.
I never had an appreciation for the royals, right? It's something that Americans don't really jive with. It never made sense to me, but I fell in love and married an Englishman, right? And so I kind of learned to appreciate the significance of the Queen and really understanding that there's been something in their country that has remained solid and has not changed over time. Difficult for Americans to comprehend because we don't really do tradition. We're kind of like tear it down, old building, tear it down, build something new, tear it down, build something new.
Faced emotional on-air confrontations with co-hosts, and within weeks, she was gone from The Talk, a show she had co-hosted for over a decade. Sharon later said she felt ambushed during that televised exchange and completely blindsided by how it unfolded. Her departure became a cautionary tale that even discussing Meghan's critics could spark professional fallout. Tom Bower's research noted that Meghan's team reportedly worked behind the scenes to manage press narratives and counter negative coverage, sometimes with remarkable precision. Sharon's story showed just how powerful those reactions could be. And that brings us to Trevor Engelson, Meghan's first husband. According to royal biographer Andrew Morton, the way that marriage ended was nothing short of cold and shocking. Meghan and Trevor met back in 2004, dated for 6 years, and tied the knot in Jamaica in 2011. Trevor was supportive, loyal, and believed in her dreams, but just 2 years later, in 2013, Meghan made a move that left him completely stunned. While Meghan Markle was filming Suits in Toronto, she reportedly ended her marriage in a way that stunned everyone who knew her. According to biographers, Meghan mailed her wedding and engagement rings back to her husband, Trevor Engelson, in Los Angeles. No warning, no discussion, just the rings in a box. Friends later described Trevor as heartbroken and blindsided. One person even said Trevor felt like a piece of something stuck to the bottom of her shoe. Despite the emotional fallout, Trevor has stayed completely silent ever since.
So that's the reason I think that people follow the royals. Now, I don't care at all for the Harry and Meghan thing, except for the political undertones of somebody saying, I'm not liked, therefore it's because I'm 25% black. Like that stuff bothers me, whether we're talking about Democrats saying it, we see that pollution all throughout Hollywood. So this Hollywood star going into a country that really sort of loves its traditions, and then accusing them of being fundamentally racist. It's just like, let's keep the American BS race narrative at least within the bounds.
He never gave interviews, never cashed in on the royal connection, and never spoke against her, even though he easily could have made millions. However, Tom Bower pointed out that Trevor eventually co-created a TV concept about a man dealing with divorce while sharing custody with members of the British royal family. The show never made it to air, but the idea itself spoke volumes. Bowers suggested this continued a pattern in Meghan's life, cutting ties completely when relationships or friendships no longer served her goals. It raised questions about loyalty and whether her choices were emotional or purely strategic. Now, number 2 takes things to a whole new level, this time involving one of the most powerful figures in global politics. The feud began back in 2016 when Meghan made public remarks criticizing then-presidential candidate, calling him misogynistic and saying she'd move to Canada if he won. President, known for holding grudges, didn't forget those words. Years later, when asked about Meghan, he said he didn't know she was nasty, but his deeper criticism ran further. He reportedly felt Meghan had shown disrespect toward Queen Elizabeth II and believed Prince Harry was being unfairly influenced. President even predicted that Harry might one day regret how things played out. When Meghan later advocated for paid family leave by contacting members of the U.S. Congress, President was reportedly furious, saying it was inappropriate for a member of the British royal family to step into American political issues. According to Tom Bowers' research,
years while she was shooting her TV show Suits in Toronto, the city where Corey owns a chain of chicken rotisserie restaurants called Flock. One big question, was Meghan dating Corey at the time she had that fateful blind date with Prince Harry? One published report in Britain says she was still Corey Vitiello's partner when Harry asked for her number. Corey isn't talking, but some are wondering if he took a little dig at Meghan following her engagement.
President wasn't the only one who felt that way. Several palace insiders reportedly voiced similar concerns about Meghan's growing influence over Harry, some believing it was politically motivated, others simply feeling it disrupted the royal balance. Whatever the motive, it was clear Meghan had earned a powerful critic who wasn't afraid to speak his mind. But things didn't stop there. British TV host Jeremy Clarkson would later unleash what became one of the most explosive opinion pieces ever written about Meghan Markle. In December 2022, Clarkson published a column in The Sun that was so vicious, it immediately caused national outrage. The article included disturbing language about Meghan that shocked readers across the UK and beyond. The backlash was swift and intense. Over 25,000 complaints flooded in, setting a record for The Sun. Even Clarkson's own daughter publicly condemned what he'd written. Within days, the publication deleted the article and issued an apology. Clarkson himself also apologized, saying he deeply regretted the words and would rather slam his fingers in a door than read them again. Still, the damage was done. Clarkson's career took a major hit and his reputation was dragged through the mud. Yet Tom Bauer noted something chilling, that Clarkson's article reflected thoughts many in British media allegedly shared privately, but would never say out loud. This wasn't just about one journalist losing control. It showed how Meghan had become a lightning rod for extreme opinions. People either adored her or despised her. There was no middle ground. And that brings us to number 1.
Meghan, don't be surprised that the paparazzi are everywhere. Of course, because you're now a royal. They weren't following you when you were on Suit. We didn't even know who you are, except when you came for employment here at Wendy and wanted to be one of our runway models. Oh, I've told this story before. Do I need to go into it again? Yes! All right, well, once upon a time, there was an innocent girl named Meghan. And she wanted to be a runway model here at Wendy.
Perhaps Meghan's most relentless critic of all, her own half-sister, Samantha Markle. 17 years older than Meghan, Samantha has spent years publicly calling out her famous sibling through tell-all books, interviews, and endless talk show appearances. But Samantha didn't stop at media talk. She took it even further by suing Meghan for defamation, claiming that Meghan lied about being raised as an only child during her Oprah interview. The case turned their family feud into a full-blown public spectacle, marking one of the most personal and painful battles in Meghan's entire journey. In Samantha Markle's eyes, Meghan isn't just ambitious, she's a master of social climbing who used every connection, including her own family, to boost her fame. Samantha has accused Meghan of manipulating their father, Thomas Markle Sr., and cutting off anyone she felt no longer served a purpose in her life. She's also claimed Meghan twisted the story of her upbringing to fit a more glamorous narrative once she entered the royal spotlight. The lawsuit Samantha filed against Meghan was eventually dismissed, but the family wounds appear to run deep. Tom Bauer's biography paints a heartbreaking picture. Meghan's father has never met his grandchildren. Her relationship with her sister is in ruins, and most of her old friendships have reportedly faded away since her royal transformation. Whether Samantha is bitter or brutally honest, one thing is certain. The Markle family drama remains one of the most tangled and emotional sagas in modern celebrity history. But if you followed Meghan's journey, you probably knew who would land at number 1.
It's all very distasteful, Piers. I was totally bored by the whining. And, you know, the curtsy, the thing she said about medieval times, her lunch with the Queen was like medieval times, which, as you know, is a Disney-type entertainment place for kids. And it's just so horribly disrespectful and just a wine fest.
So here we are. It's quite interesting what's happened to them, isn't it? Because I lost my job because of Meghan Markle over that Oprah interview. You, Sharon, then disgracefully lost yours on The Talk because you basically said I was entitled to my opinion. Where are they now, these two? Because it seems to me that people have basically just got bored of them, which is the most lethal thing of all for any public figures.
Piers Morgan. No one has been more publicly fixated on Meghan Markle than him, and his relentless criticism has practically defined his career in recent years. It all started back in 2016 when Meghan reportedly sent Piers a friendly message on Twitter. They met for drinks in London, and by Piers' own account, they had a great time chatting. But that same night, Meghan met Prince Harry, and from that moment, she never spoke to Piers again. He says she completely ghosted him. That's when the switch flipped. From then on, Piers became one of Meghan's loudest and most unforgiving critics. Over the years, he's accused her of being manipulative, fame-driven, and insincere in her public image. He's challenged almost everything she's said publicly, from claims about racism to her statements about mental health during the Oprah interview. In March 2021, the feud reached its boiling point. After Meghan's Oprah interview aired, Piers went on Good Morning Britain and declared he didn't believe a single word she said, even her emotional comments about struggling mentally. His co-host, Alex Beresford, confronted him live on air, leading to an explosive argument that ended with Piers storming off the set in real time.
Came direct from Meghan's ex-husband. He reveals that Meghan Markle married for money, that she planned it all from the beginning, and the vision board with Prince Harry on it was revealed to her by someone who knew.
The husband, Joe, he actually accused Meghan Markle of being infertile, and that was the main reason why he annulled the marriage. Because Meghan Markle, yes, she is so deceptive, she is such a liar, that when she got married with Joe,
within just 24 hours, Piers resigned from Good Morning Britain after 6 years on the show. A dramatic exit that made headlines around the world. But if anyone thought that would silence him, they were wrong. Very wrong. Tom Bower explains that Piers represents a much broader mindset within sections of the British press. Those who feel Meghan manipulated the media, misled the public, and pulled Prince Harry away from his royal roots. Since leaving Good Morning Britain, Piers has made Meghan one of his favorite topics, dedicating entire segments, interviews, and columns to dissecting her every move. From the Netflix documentary to Harry's memoir and beyond, Piers has built an entire brand around holding Meghan accountable, at least in his own eyes. Whether people agree with him or not, his obsession has become part of the ongoing Meghan Markle story, proving that love her or not, she remains one of the most polarizing figures of our time. The question that keeps echoing across social media, talk shows, and royal gossip forums is this: is Piers Morgan's crusade against Meghan Markle really about holding her accountable? Or is it something much more personal? Is this really about principle? Or is it about a man who feels rejected? Because let's be honest, ever since that now famous London drink in 2016, the one where Meghan and Piers met for the first and last time, the tone of his obsession has been impossible to ignore. Some people believe that when Meghan ghosted him right after meeting Prince Harry, it bruised his pride.
He's built a career on pushing boundaries, but this time he's gone too far for even himself. Today, The Sun said Jeremy Clarkson had asked them to take down his column about Meghan Markle. That didn't stop it this afternoon, becoming the press regulator Ipsos' most complained about article in history. I hate her, he said. Not like I hate Nicola Sturgeon, the Scottish First Minister, or the serial killer Rose West. but he said on a cellular level. He added, "At night I am unable to sleep as I lie there, grinding my teeth and dreaming of the day when she's made to parade naked through the streets of every town in Britain while the crowds chant shame and throw lumps of excrement."
They say that moment created a wound he's never quite healed from. Others argue that it's deeper than ego, that Piers truly believes Meghan symbolizes everything wrong with fame, power, and manipulation in the modern era. Piers himself denies any bitterness. He said time and time again that his opinions have nothing to do with personal feelings. Instead, he insists they come from watching what he believes is a deliberate attempt by Meghan to rewrite royal history, all while playing the victim. Whether you agree with him or not, one thing's clear. Piers has made Meghan his lifelong topic. And love him or hate him, he's not slowing down. He's built entire shows, editorials, and interviews around dissecting her every move. From the Oprah interview, to the Netflix series, to Prince Harry's memoir. Every time Meghan reappears in the headlines, Piers is right there, ready with commentary sharper than ever. He's turned his criticism into a personal brand, a career-defining obsession that fuels his media presence daily. But this fixation isn't just about Piers Morgan anymore. It's about the broader picture Meghan has drawn around herself. From Hollywood to Buckingham Palace, Meghan Markle has managed to create one of the most extraordinary networks of both supporters and critics ever seen in modern celebrity culture. Her life reads like a movie script, one that keeps rewriting itself every few months. Tom Bower's deep research paints that picture vividly. He uncovered patterns that repeat again and again throughout Meghan's life. Sudden breakups, friendships that vanish overnight, PR strategies that change depending on the audience, and narratives that evolve as the spotlight shifts. The result? A woman who seems impossible to define. Was she the victim of ruthless media bullying, or the architect of her own narrative? Was she pushed by a system that tried to silence her, or did she deliberately manipulate that system to her advantage? What we do know is this: Meghan's story isn't simple. It's a blend of ambition, emotion, strategy, and timing. When she entered the royal world, she didn't just marry a prince. She stepped into a centuries-old institution that has rules, traditions, and power dynamics unlike anything in Hollywood. The clash between those two worlds, celebrity fame versus royal duty, created sparks that are still burning today. Every relationship Meghan left behind seems to tell a different version of the same story. Her first husband, Trevor Engelson, received his wedding rings back in the mail, a symbol of closure that felt more like an ending with no goodbye. Her father, Thomas Markle Sr., gave her away in photos, but not in person. And years later, he's never met his grandchildren. Her half-sister Samantha continues to publicly challenge her version of the past. And through all this, Meghan has remained almost completely silent about those old relationships, choosing instead to focus on her new image, her projects, and her voice. Some see that as strength, the act of cutting toxic people out and building a new life on her own terms. Others see it as cold, a pattern of leaving behind anyone who no longer fits the story. Either way, it's that contrast that fascinates people the most. And then there's the media, both her weapon and her enemy. Meghan mastered modern media faster than almost anyone else who's entered the royal system. Before becoming a duchess, she worked in PR, ran her own blog, and knew exactly how headlines, timing, and image control worked. That knowledge didn't disappear when she put on a tiara. It only evolved. She understood how to frame herself as both a symbol and a human being. When she wanted empathy, she spoke about struggle. When she wanted influence, she spoke about empowerment. When she wanted independence, she spoke about privacy. Though her critics point out that privacy often came with full-length Netflix specials and primetime interviews. That contradiction is what drives people crazy and keeps them watching. She's not a simple character. She's a masterclass in modern fame, and she knows how to use every platform to her advantage. Whether you admire her for that or not, you can't deny her intelligence in managing the game. Even those who dislike her can't look away. And that's why Piers Morgan's feud works, because it feeds the very machine Meghan built. Every rant, every headline, every argument only keeps her in the spotlight longer. It's an endless cycle. One criticizes, the other responds, the public debates, and the clicks keep rolling in. In a strange way, they've become dependent on each other. Meghan fuels Piers' career with controversy, and Piers fuels Meghan's relevance with outrage. It's like a public tug-of-war, played out on the biggest media stage in the world. Tom Bower said it best: Meghan Markle has mastered the art of transformation. She's been an actress, an activist, a duchess, a mother, and a brand all at once, each version carefully crafted for a specific moment. The result is someone both fascinating and polarizing. A woman who divides the world between those who see her as a trailblazer and those who see her as a manipulator. No matter where you stand, one truth remains. Meghan Markle has become a symbol of how fame and perception collide in the 21st century. Every choice she makes sparks conversation. Every silence creates speculation. And every public move reminds us that, like her or not, she knows exactly how to keep her name at the center of the world's attention. So, is she a misunderstood woman unfairly targeted by a hostile press? Or a mastermind who plays the media like a symphony? Maybe she's both. A mix of strength and strategy, heart and headline. One thing's for sure, Meghan Markle's story is far from over, and every twist adds a new chapter to one of the most captivating celebrity sagas of our time. What do you think? Is Meghan the victim of unfair treatment, or is she the ultimate player in the game of fame? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every one of them. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into celebrity power moves, share this video with your friends, and ring that notification bell so you never miss what's next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.